In today's video, we're going to talk about the dark night of the soul and shadow work. My name is Celine. I am here to simplify the healing and awakening process. And yeah, let's begin. So, dark night of the soul. This is something that happens normally around the time you're going to start a spiritual awakening. You'll feel like you're in a black hole. Everything will feel like it's going wrong. You can experience really deep depression. Everything in your life starts coming up like flashbacks, and generally just life seems to just fall apart. Everything you've had up to date seems to kind of disappear, and you're kind of left in this oblivion, this void that you can't really understand. You're not sure where it's come from. Sometimes it can be triggered from things like a loved one passing away, or maybe an illness you've gone through. Sometimes it can just seem to land on your plate and you don't really know why. Well, it is a spiritual awakening. It is how it begins. Unfortunately, to heal from our trauma, we do have to go through it. And this is kind of the universe giving you that push that it's time for you to move through that trauma now and heal it so you can come out on the other side and do the things that you were here, that you signed up and agreed to do before you were born. So although it seems like the end of the world, it can last a long time if you don't understand what's happening and how to work through the process. So, I think it's important really to understand these things, because then they then help you navigate through it, and you kind of know that then it's a process you're going through. There's not really anything inherently wrong with you, and it is just a process. I think when you can see that light at the end of the tunnel, it makes it a lot easier. When I went through mine, I had no experience with this kind of thing. I didn't know what was going on. I lost my children due to a narcissistic relationship, and also the SRA that I went through as a child and growing up. So that was kind of the big factor for me, really, that triggered all that, and just made me realise that my entire life had been a lie, really. That was really hard to get through. That did take me a good couple of years to get past that, but I was fixated on what had happened, and because I didn't realise it was the dark night of the soul and I needed to go through this stuff and work through it, it was a lot different. It just seems like the complete end of the world, and I didn't really see much point in going on at that point. So then that brings me to shadow work. So shadow work it's working on those parts of ourselves that we've locked away, those parts that are coming up in this dark night of the soul, those feelings, the intensity, the memories, all those things are being brought up to work through, and that's what's known as the shadow, because the kind of things that we've grown up and learned to ignore, we try and push it away. If we're not thinking about it, then we're not affected by it, but we are, unfortunately, and that's why it kind of comes up like an avalanche, and just for this big release, and that's basically what it is. So with the shadow work, you can connect to your inner child. That's the most important thing you want to do to begin with, because a lot of these things, in fact, everything is coming up from the inner child. Even if your trauma happened later on in life due to a narcissistic relationship, perhaps, the things that happened in your childhood is what contributed to that situation occurring. So it's important to look back and, try and work through these things that it might have been that it contributed into this. Sometimes it can be in your subconscious. You don't even realize you're just doing it on autopilot. But you just really need to go back and hone in. And as you do this, because you're setting that intention to do it, these things will naturally come up anyway. And then you need to reframe the story around it, because oftentimes what's playing out is how we perceived it as a child. But now looking in as an adult, it's actually not how we perceived it to be at that time. Like, we could have taken on the guilt or shame of something that's happened to us when actually that's not ours to carry, that's the abusers, right? So you're sending all that back to them because that's for them to deal with. That's not for you to carry on your shoulders. And you purely focus on, what it is that you need to change. And then you change that story, even if it's just telling your inner child that what you experienced was wrong, it wasn't their fault, and just really reframe it and change it. So you're like the growing up now, helping that version of you, that child that went through those things and didn't perhaps have the help or the support or someone telling them the loving things that you are going to tell yourself to move you past it. And by healing your inner child and those traumas, you then heal you now, who you are as a person, because it changes everything. Changes your thoughts, your beliefs, your understanding, your awareness, your perspective, the way you look at things, the lens you look through with things. And you'll find that the more you go through it, the more you'll change as a person. And you could be completely different by the end of it, although you will be a lot better, happier, abundant, and everything that comes with it. So it is worth going through, and just bear in mind that it may feel like a dark hole now, but it really isn't forever, and there is a greater purpose at the end of it. I look back at my trauma now and kind of see it as life experience. This is what I came here to experience, to understand, to go through. So then I can now help others be able to move through it as well, and realize that you don't have to be stuck living with that trauma and the effects of those traumas for the rest of your life. We can all be happy, I promise you. I grew up in SRA, I had mind control, I then had to handle a narcissistic husband, I've had my children taken away from me, I lost everything in the process, but I still sit here now and I'm still happy because I have worked through it all. I understand that I went through it for a reason. I understand my children are going through it for a reason. That's their story, that I know they're gifted. So they have their story, and they will then be able to grow up and help others once they move through their dark night of the soul and get through it. And, I just keep faith in that the universe will make that happen, and my kids will come back to me one day and also be the people they were born to be. So it does help to keep those kind of things in mind as well, I think, just to help you get through it and understand that it's not happening to you because there's anything wrong with you. It's kind of look at it as it's happening for you. It's teaching you something. It's helping you grow. It's giving you strength. And I know it really doesn't feel like it at the time, when you're going through it. But afterwards, when you come out on the other side, you will see that. So I will leave it there for this video. I do want to say I have a competition running, which we are launching today. Oh, well, okay. Let's just drop that. Right, so the competition. Basically, it's a challenge. I would like everyone who would like to enter to get as many people as you can to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because all the lives that are starting from June the 14th and the podcast will be more focused on there. There will be replays available where possible, such as Facebook, but the live, to get in on the action, the coaching, any questions you've got, you need to be on YouTube. So, competition. Invite as many people as you can. Either comment on the post underneath this video in the comment box, or you can contact me directly. Every time you add someone, you can just contact me and let me know, and I will keep a tally. For the person that gets the highest score, you will automatically receive a free place on my new 3-month group coaching program. This is designed to take you through healing, your spiritual development, and stepping into your purpose, or being ready to at the end, and at least knowing what it is. It's something I haven't actually launched yet. It is a new course. It is a group course, as I say. There are 3 spaces available. The person who adds the most people to YouTube, you will have a place. The rest, I will enter you into a draw where I will pull your name for the other 2 slots. Those with the highest scores will be picked then for the other 2 spots. And then I also, for runners up, I have some card decks, Archangel Michael, and excuse my nails, I do need to paint them, and Angels of Abundance there, and the ones I dropped on the floor, oops, messages from your angels. So they will be for the runners up. So yeah, just add who you can, get them to confirm to you that they have subscribed to the channel and hit that bell notification, and then let me know and we will get this sorted. So the winners will be announced on the first live session, so keep a lookout for that when I announce it. At the minute, I do think it's going to be June 14th, but I still need to confirm that. And also the podcast, I do want to get it up this week, really. I know we're on Thursday now. Certainly over the weekend we'll get that going. So yeah, I will leave it there for this video. Good luck everyone that enters, and thank you for entering and helping me out. I hope that video kind of helps you understand a little bit more about what's going on. Again, you can go and read up on this. Reading up and just educating yourself really does help with that understanding, and then helping release that pressure then that that you're not dying, or it's not the end of the world. You can come back from this. You can build back bigger and stronger. They cleared the thing with the universe clearing the decks is we've built so much of our life on a false foundation because of any traumas or anything we've gone through. It's kind of distorted the person we're supposed to be, i.e. a light worker, a spiritual worker. So it kind of distorts that. So that then builds faulty foundations. And because those faulty foundations aren't solid, the universe will just come along like a tower and completely wipe it out. And then that's when we need to rebuild. But when you're going through a spiritual awakening and a healing journey, and you're learning to reframe your mind and things, your beliefs, positive thoughts, all that kind of thing, you're then rebuilding that foundation, you're making it solid. Then you can start building up your life from there, and you will avoid these catastrophes from happening because you will have solid foundation and your own building within you, to navigate from and start living your purpose. So I hope that helps. I will leave it there for this video, and I will see you all soon. Enjoy your day.